Internal Affairs. Woo! Great. Good job. Big clap of
What's your tie? Oh, it's cool.
That's fine.
There you go, man. 15 seconds down.
I'm going to take all the time that I need. I'm going to take all the time.
It's got like 20 pages.
Yeah,
All right, let's do the speech.
Good evening, everyone. Hi. You all know me? I've been an officer in DDG since the beginning. Back when we were done. Back when we didn't know what the hell we were doing, way back 2.5 years ago. I've been managing our money, guiding our club, and moving us toward a more perfect professional development organization for more than 2 years. It's been a great ride, and we've come so far in realizing our mission in preparing our members to work in the very competitive game development industry. And I appreciate the tireless work of August, the other officers, and the entire membership of the club in realizing that mission. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's been great. Audience interaction. But every gear spins and every page turns. And I want to share with you a new vision for DDG, for moving ourselves forward. My vision for this club and platform as president can be summed up in 3 words. Connect, innovate, develop. Connect. As part of my presidential ambitions, I want to place a newfound emphasis on creating connections for our membership. The core value of DDG, after you've graduated and left UB, is a network of hardworking, like-minded individuals for you to trust. We want to provide you with a supportive family once you leave the safe walls of this institute. To make that family as valuable and supportive as possible, I'll make it my mission to give you all as many opportunities as possible to open our family up to the diverse majors and cultures at UB, from where we received such dedicated individuals as Kurt Davidson and Janie Parton and James Willett, who's not here, but he's also not an SDU major, so I included him on this list. I pledge to strengthen our family by creating more opportunities to develop real connections between the members of our organization. I want to galvanize that family across the educational professional line by creating more opportunities for our members in school to interact and connect with our ever-growing alumni network. Woo, woo, yeah. My alumni fans out there.
Yep.
There you go, Terry.
Woo.
Woo. Soon to be alumni. Woo. Most importantly, I want our family to spread beyond only this school. Let us offer the good people at Morgan State University, Micah, and Peabody Institute a fellowship in our family to create more connections to strengthen your portfolio now and to widen your network in the future. I even have dreams of sending a few dedicated members to GDC Europe through the Turner Travel and Research Award to widen your professional family to international levels. I want you all to have every connection you'll need to make it out there in the bitter, very real world. I want you to have this family for the rest of your life. Connect. Innovate. I've been an officer for a while, so I've had a few trips around the rodeo, to say the least. I've been there for hundreds of different ideas for events, for running the club, and for reaching our mission. And I need to tell you, I have some ideas for making this club work better for you, on the conceptual level and at the nitty-gritty technical level. I'm not afraid to get my hands in the dirt and pick at little technical details that will make our club better for you. As part of my presidential platform, I'd like to see some new reforms to the club's constitution. We need to officially establish responsibility for our voice on social networks and the internet, and for corresponding with our newly organized Alumni Association. These responsibilities ought to fall to the VP of Public Relations and VP of Internal Affairs, respectively, and ought to be confirmed in our Constitution. We ought to change the officer GPA requirements to make them fair for all of our members. Instead of basing officer eligibility off of cumulative GPA, it should be based off of the previous 2 semesters. So even when you have a tough break one semester, you'll still have an opportunity to lead in the future. Finally, we ought to establish an official book of precedents, so when new officers take the reins of the club, They'll have some guidance in continuing the traditions that we love. I'll finish. Okay? It's only one sentence, I promise.
One long sentence with no period.
One very long sentence.
They call it run-on.
But I'm not just all about technical level wonky policy making. I have big ambitions for this club. This year at Biggs, I've seen to it they'll have professional representatives from at least 10 companies and organizations in the Baltimore metropolitan area. With the money we made from our Child's Play Charity Arcade this past November, between our innovation in the event structure and your hard work, we almost have made enough of an impact to be listed as a contributing organization on the Child's Play website. But we cannot stop there. I want even more professional representation at Biggs next year, and for at least a partial cash prize to be offered to the winners, as well as new hooks to attract industry interest. I want to establish a partnership with GameStop and host a used game donation drive in conjunction with our already winning formula at next year's Child's Play Charity Arcade. I want to incorporate alumni into the fabric of our events, working alongside you at charity drives, leading workshops, and participating in game jams. I want to make what DDG offers our members more valuable and more representative of what you'll need when you make it out into the industry. Innovate. Develop. Finally, I want to see a major shift in our event focus that places an added emphasis on building the skills you will need to make a great game and the portfolio you will need to impress peers, investors, and employers. We had great success in our first 24-hour game jam this past January. Everybody had a lot of fun, right? Don't want to talk about it? And we all got a lot of solid work on our indie game contest projects under our belts. But now that we've tasted success here, we need to run with it. I propose hosting randomly teamed game jams every month for our members, as well as our indie game contest jam. I propose that in the fall semester, our game jams will be centered around non-digital game development, and in the spring, around digital game development. Now this opens up a problem and an opportunity for us. With such varying degrees of technical skill in digital game development technologies, how can we guarantee the value of these game jams to every member that wants to participate? I propose a solution: the establishment of 2 sets of year-long workshops. One of these workshops will be centered around creating unique portfolio pieces, like August's Dungeons & Dragons workshop this year, albeit probably on a different subject. Sad days. The second year-long workshop will meet every other week during our regular meetings and build skills in digital game development in 3 categories: aesthetic development, game design, and programming. These workshops will be led by members, augmented by open source textbooks, and cover material outside of the scope of the SDE major. Therefore, they will come at no cost to the club, but a great value to our members. I've been thinking about this idea since our game jam this past January, and would like to propose the courses be taught in Photoshop and Illustrator, a grid-based level creation system like the Neverwinter Nights tools, and the entry-level programming language, Python. That way, when we get to the spring semester, every active member of our club will have the technical skills they'll need to make the digital game jams a success, and hopefully over the course of many years of this program, give a strong skill base for projects in the professional world. Don't get me wrong, we should also continue our tradition of one-off workshops, tournaments, and other social events like that. However, I feel that this innovation is going to make us stronger as a family and our club more valuable. Develop. As Vice President of Finance, I've learned 2 things directly from my responsibilities: how to say no, yeah, and how to say yes, creatively. I'm ready to lead our club into our maximum potential, and I have a track record of successful events and policies to prove it. Now, all I need you to do is say yes. Say yes to connect, innovate, develop. Say yes to my mission. Say yes to our future. Say yes to my vision. Say yes to me, Christopher Warren. Thank you very much, and I'm open to taking any questions that you all may have. Second August. Yes, August. Was that? I
They
didn't.
didn't say yes, it was the same thing as the victory thing, right, as you
Oh,
got like
cool.
with World War II.
Great minds think alike. I did not.
They all thought he was a crackpot, by the way.
I know, but you won the war. That's all that matters.
So you obviously have presented the most valid and coherent argument of any of the officers for people running. No offense, guys, but he is. I will be more critical of Chris than anyone else, simply because I've known him longer.
Do you have a question?
My question is, yeah, again, one of the things that I'm really concerned about leaving is we create all these cultural artifacts, but we know that some of them have to go and some of them have to stay because the club has to evolve. What do you think should stay, and what do you think should go, and what are you replacing it with?
Well, I like the club a lot, as as a lot of officers said who came up here tonight. I really do love Child's Play. I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to make a very big impact in the community, and it also gave us the opportunity to work with 10 different clubs on campus to increase our network, to kind of cut down on those costs that John Steve was so worried about, but also to get us in contact with those other organizations on campus. It was a great success, and it was the biggest co-sponsorship event that UB has ever had. So, Child's Play I feel is a big deal. Bigs I feel is a big deal. There are 4 events. I love them. I think they're both amazingly important. Things I think we should get rid of: public presentation workshops. 2 in 2 years? Come on, Kurt. They were different though. I gotta hand it to you. But we have been kind of employing a shotgun strategy with our workshops, and it's been fun. And we've learned a lot of disparate stuff. But I feel like we need a more structured, skill-building workshop base instead of the shotgun method. And that's probably the main change that I would seek in the culture at DDG. Trying to get some structure in our workshop plan. So I hope that answers your question. You good? I don't know what to tell
Do
you.
you want to keep cheesesteaks or not? What?
Is this the question you've been waiting for? Is that the answer you've been waiting for all night? I have no direct objections to cheesesteaks.
What is your stance on cheesecake?
Cultural art.
Cheesecakes.
So to define, since none of you know what a cultural artifact is, it's, for example, the fact that we do cheesesteaks every year. The fact that we do certain things repetitively as a tradition.
I think ritual would have been easier.
Yeah, a ritual could be one thing, but the technical term is cultural artifact, because it's not just an action, it could be things.
To answer your question, I have no direct qualms with continuing the cheesesteak policy. However, cheesecakes will never happen. I saw a question over here. I saw a question. Order! Order! What? Get it together. John?
What you just did kind of ties into my question. Okay, so what kind of leadership style? You said your plans and all that. What kind of leadership style do you plan to have as president? Are you going to rule with an iron fist? What are you going to do?
Well, if there were a word that could combine
He's gonna carry a big stick. Next question.
if we could combine the words authoritarian and totalitarian together, that would. I'm just kidding.
Total
I'm just
authority.
kidding.
Sounds like a great 80s movie.
Ideally,
Total authority.
I will never take my shoes off on stage.
Damn it.
Cultural tradition.
Ideally, I would love to disperse the leadership roles among the other officers and among club members for specialized tasks such as the podcast and any other special projects we come up with. However, if somebody's not doing the job,
Just checking.
somebody's got to do it. So, yes, Kurt.
So, do you have a problem with the shotgun?
No,
Are you thinking more like automatic rifle or like sniper rifle
Well,
or
automatic rifle sounds about right.
machine gun?
Yeah, because it's a generally straight path with the automatic rifle.
Tommy gun?
But we get some. Yeah.
No, I am kind of joking.
I
There
would.
is serious about guns.
The main thrust of my workshop policy would be to have a continuous string of workshops that build upon each other over the course of the year. However, that doesn't mean I wouldn't get rid of one-off workshops, especially on specialized topics such as public presentation. Any other professional skill development workshops would also be included in that. But I feel like the main thrust of our meetings needs to be on game development skills.
And I guess I'm gonna take the thing and clarify. When I say machine gun, I mean really fast and really, but still more accurate versus sniper rifle, which is even more accurate. But
The
slower.
Thompson's classified as a submachine gun, by the way.
John Steve has had his hand up for a while.
What kind of extracurricular activities we promote or create, similar to the podcast, how it just creates that social environment and gives opportunities to further your skills?
You know what? I don't have any ideas. However, I know 30-odd people in this room that may have an idea for an extracurricular activity like a podcast. I'd be happy to field any ideas that you have.
Laser tag.
No!
Cheesesteak cakes.
Janie, you have a question?
I do have a question.
Okay.
What about team building?
Well, although I don't have a specific workshop idea on how to build teams, presumably the people in these year-long workshops would be in the same workshop over the course of the year and build some personal bonds there. Also, I was quick to mention that these game jams that would be taking place every month would be randomly teamed. You won't be allowed to work, in my ideal version, you would not be allowed to work with the same people over and over again for the purpose of learning how to work with new people and making new connections inside the organization. So I feel like those game jams would be a prime.
I'm sorry.
I feel like those game jams would be a prime opportunity, as well as the my idea for a year-long, couple of my ideas for a year-long portfolio workshop involve large teamwork.
Who's gonna teach it, bro?
We got peeps. It's okay. Andre.
So, Mr. Obama, okay, so, for reals, how are you gonna work towards getting rid of that stigmatism that I've asked everybody about tonight?
Did you ask that question earlier? I don't remember that.
Now, I don't know if I did.
I feel like the best way to get rid of a stigmatism surrounding the video game development culture is to
Not just the game culture, but the association people have.
the association we have with our club. And that's to have these big scale, high profit events that we're putting on. Biggs has a lot of representation from professional development houses and other organizations around the Baltimore metropolitan area. We need to show the value of video games in order to prove the value of our institute. So I feel like having these concentrated skill development opportunities for our membership is probably the best way to go to showing that we're a serious club about preparing people for work in a very competitive industry. Cool?
Thought you were moving on to the other question.
Okay. Any other questions? I love questions.
Ladies and germs?
What was your favorite workshop?
What was my favorite workshop?
It's gotta be done to drag.
Did I teach a workshop this year?
Not
I don't think I-
Definitely not.
I sponsored workshops.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll care.
I plan Child's Play with Perry, okay? Anyway, and John Steve.
Thanks for that shout.
No problem. Anyway, my favorite workshop of the year, I really did enjoy the public presentation workshop this time. And that's not just flattering. Although you do look beautiful today. But seriously, that was a really, probably one of the best workshops of the year because you consistently involved the other people in the audience. Janie also put on a very good workshop as far as the, I don't remember the exact,
I was networking.
yeah, the networking workshop, where you had people come up on stage and introduce each other, introduce themselves to each other. I thought that was great as well. Building off of those kind of audience-inclusive one-off workshops will make them oh, I did teach a workshop. I taught the HTML5 workshop. Goes to show you how great that was. Thanks, guys.
I was in class.
It's okay.
No, I was.
Anyway, so that would be my favorite workshop. John Steve, you're in here for a minute, or are you doing this?
I was saluting you.
Don't do that.
No, no.
That's the old American salute.
That's not what we do in this house.
Andre.
What was your favorite cultural artifact stigmatism?
It would have to be that time that guy showed up for the game jam at 5 o'clock in the morning asking for pizza because we're the group that has pizza at our events.
What?
That was,
The wonder.
so there's your cultural artifacts. Any other questions?
I would like to get rid of that.
I love questions. John!
Can we name that guy? Can we,
I'm not going to name him.
can we call him the wonder?
Oh,
No. That's right. That is too cool. What?
What are you selling? What are you selling?
Are we all good?
Way better than I did.
Thank you very much.
August. You didn't ask me the question.
I'm leaving my speech there.
You already actually answered it.
I did?
For the most part, yeah. Alright, fun little fact. So the Alumni Association, eh?
Yeah?
Guess who's gonna be taking over it?
August?
Hey!
There's gonna be a fair election for that.
And by a fair election, you mean everyone who's there is gonna vote for me because it's me, unfortunately, until I drop out and die, or someone decides to kill me and take my place. I dare you to
Maybe.
try.
What are you selling?
No, I actually will be running the Alumni Association. It was sort of already voted on, but no one really remembers it.
Who voted for this? I don't think this happened, August.
It may have been a dream or some drunken delusion. But
I want a fair chance
yeah,
to
so-
run against August.
if you no, I will be actually putting together the first alumni event within the next month or so, and we're all basically the alumni are going to get together and we're going to discuss what we actually want to do with the alumni association. And we're going to get back to you. But the main reason I got up here to annoy you all was to remind you all that even though a lot of these people are new to run for officers, one of the things that we do as a tradition, which I think is one of our better traditions, is that the officers for the last month, or in this case it's a month and a half, isn't it, or 2 months? It's
We had to move it up because of the new budget proposal.
yeah, because of new blah blah blah, we have to blah blah blah. Essentially, one of the things that we do is the officers don't really just leave right away. We actually show the new officers what to do. So I will be there to poison all of you very slowly and quietly, except for Chris because he's already sucked in enough of my poison that he can spit it out now.
Didn't sound suggestive at all. Just wanted to let all you know that.
But yeah, so for every one of you officers who are nervous and think that once you get there, you're sort of on your own, that's not the case at all. And for all the members who are worried about that as well, no, they're not alone. They will learn how to do these things, and it is my job to make sure they learn how to do these things. And I hope that all the people who ran today still dedicate as much as their time as they have and have planned to, even if they aren't officers, to this club. Because this club isn't just run off of 6 people. It's run off of all the members who dedicate their time day in and day out to come here and to learn more and to put the time in. And I wanted to thank all of you for running, for coming here today, and for voting this weekend when it's your time to vote. And I hope that you make your decisions based on what you personally think is the best for the club. Thank you guys.
Can we get all the prospective officers for a new picture? John, Steve, take the new pictures with the flash, please.
Timon, another round of applause, everybody who's running.
Alright, I'm gonna need 2 rows.
Consolidate the space. Consolidate the space.
Eugene and Abby, run please. None of that fucking crap. Emotion? I don't know. Alright. You're over here. John, you're over here. Katie, you're right there.
Let's come
Eugene,
learn.
you're here.
I see it.
I actually got that
Let me get my
costume.
Everyone, you ready? Abby, Janie, Eugene, everyone else. Alright, you can move a little over.
Okay, you're gonna have to move back there.
I know.
I'm surrounded by lovely ladies.
Hold on.
Everybody touch his head.
I'm the only one
No,
who
no. Serious one first, and then we'll touch Jonathan.
You're gonna die.
If you break my camera, I break
Don't
your
fall,
face.
just
Careful.
pull a crystal cover. I'm not gonna finish this.
Okay, now that I can actually see.
Is it on?
It should be. Yeah.
Careful.
John C., please don't make a funny face. Greg, please don't make a funny face.
Now I have to.
Constituents
Everyone
are
just-
watching.
What is a proper pose?
Just do this.
Ooh. Yeah.
Steve.
That's really weird when you're on your knee.
Just straighten your back, Steve. Honestly, it helps. Straighten your back.
Okay, now we
Now
can do
we'll
what
do-
we're
alright,
touching
21?
Steve's head.
Yeah.
We gotta touch Steve's head.
Alright, I'll try.
Yeah.
You must round it.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
You don't have to press it down.
Did you say Lala?
Alright, we need individual pictures. You gotta look at this.
Where's that in the back? Everybody's hands are down. Can we take the flashlights? I think that.
The light's better.
Just take them. Yes, we can plan.
That's wrong.
Please vote, people. Seriously, go online, video on Facebook. I want you to vote based on who you think is most qualified. Voting starts, I don't know, tonight at midnight. Sunday night.
What?
So.
All I said was we could say that.
Right.
No.
No, like between Sunday and Monday. Like 11:59 on Sunday.
11:59 p.m. Sunday night.
Right.
There you go.
I don't know. I think it's a Jewish episode and like Greg edited someone else. Well, there was only
Well, I don't think there was
Yeah, and guess who posted?
So yeah, any other questions about stuff? I think that about
Oh, I
covers the meeting.
thought you meant
I feel like I'm taking.
how many phones?
Remind people once again how they're
I
gonna
said
vote.
two. Yeah. I'm very proud of you. You haven't worked. Yeah, that was our previous podcast. It's true. And I'm starting another podcast when I'm graduating. With, can I take over?
How do you want it?
Well, I know on.
They wouldn't let me put bacon fat on them anymore. I used to collect bacon fat for 3 weeks and I didn't have the big containers. And like,
Well, you just said you don't know if you.
but they said it was unmoral to
I have
feed Jewish
3
people.
candidates. Should I one of them? To be honest, you should pick a freshman. Yeah.
No, they all got
Because
Thank you.
Sitting down.
I had 2 freshmen. I just don't know if
I haven't actually.
well, if you know what, you show up.
Zach, you had your picture taken?
I'm gonna show up. I just
Okay, get up here.
66%. Yeah, I'll have to talk to Andre about my decision. No, you don't. I trust him. Okay. I just want your opinion. When I go, like I said, because as I said,
Are you enough to get a shield?
That was
I know exactly. I think it's an example.
I see you at work all the time.
See
you all the time.
but my suggestion, you know, I'm pretty much projected. No, I can't word what I'm trying to say. I'm in the middle more than that's what your position is. Should be because why? We should throw a congratulations party for Greg next podcast.
I'll just talk shit.
Oh, yeah.
Guess how much editing you got?
Forgot to mention, is anyone interested in an internship for the hologram company?